Hello and welcome to WMKC TV of me, Chris McCarthy. The second final of the day is, of course, the Junior Rotax, and 33 drivers entered for this one. Full grid. I think they were even having to reject entries for this class in the end. So that's really great to see that the Junior Rotax class absolutely full. And on pole position, last year's championship runner-up, Matthew Fretwell. And anyone who watched round one will, of course, remember he was late down to the dummy grid, was due to start on the fifth row, but drove from last place to fourth. So, starting from pole, I'm sure he will be doing better things this time. But that was a really great drive, wasn't it? Connor Hall starts alongside him, the Mini-Max British champion from last year. On row 2, we have Max Clark and Sean Rudge. And on row 3, Sean Rudge, of course, moved up to this class late last season. On row 3, we have Jordan Brown, who's just moved up to this class this year, and Luke Collins in the 24. So, yeah, a very, 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 very talented field we have here. Any one of 10 drivers could take this one, so this is going to be a good one to call. Here we go for the start of the Junior Rotax A final. And Fretwell looks like he's got the better of the starts there. Hall was tempted to try and go around the outside, but thought better of it in the end. I think we've all got them through. I think all 33 drivers have made it through turn 2. Will they all make it through turn 3? The top 4 have. Oh, and we had a spinner there. I believe that was Jordan Brown. Everyone was getting loaded going up the hill, and Jordan Brown just had no one to run into. And I see drivers going off at turn 5, turn 6 there. Turn 4 and 5 rather. And so Jordan Brown was spun around. That took a lot of drivers out, meant a lot of drivers had to run over the grass. So we had a 4-kart breakaway here. The four leaders all made it through safely, were Fretwell, Hall, Clark and Sean Rudge. So here we go to start the second lap. I think Ronan McKenzie has come through to 5th place, who started 12th on the grid. Yes, it is. And then we have Harrison Thomas behind him, and Jacob Max Stilp, who started from 15th on the grid. So a lot of people making up places on that first lap due to that contact. Connor Hall takes the lead as we come up the hill for the second time. Max Clark still there in second, Rudge in 4th place. Connor Hall, really good to see him racing in this Junior Max class. He, of course, made a real name for himself last season, became Mini-Max champion, was the vice champion in the Rotax Euro Challenge in the junior class, qualified for the World Finals as well through that. So a very, very experienced and talented driver, and just showing here, good to see him racing here, and it's just showing good for these regular club drivers around him as well to have a go at a driver like Connor Hall. See Fretwell there just getting his head down. Connor Hall looks like he's just starting to edge away once since taking that lead. Clark there in 3rd, and there's a move for 3rd place was there. Rudge looked up the inside of Clark, couldn't make it. Yeah, Rudge had anyone who followed the Mini-Max Championship last year will have heard the name Sean Rudge been mentioned a lot of times. Races for the Pro Train Racing team, who are of course a very, very experienced team at all levels, and he was in the main battle for that championship, didn't race in the last rounds, and decided to move up to this Junior Rotax class. And well, he's doing very, very well, isn't he? Racing against the likes of McKenzie, Fretwell, Hall, who have raced in this class, and he's doing a very good job to be running in that 4th position and looking quick, isn't he? Harrison Thomas is another driver who I should mention, moved up to this class this year and was out racing in the Rotax Winter Cup a couple of weeks ago out in Campilios. And that would have been a great experience for him, racing this class at the highest level, really. Sean Rudge is now through to 3rd, completed that move at turn 6, well, made the first attempt for it and then completed it at turn 7. That's now brought McKenzie in 5th place into play and given the 2 leaders a bit of a gap. So Sean Rudge looking quick, looking determined to go after the victory. So yeah, Thomas, he was probably a very good learning experience out in that Rotax Winter Cup. Not sure if he's going to be doing the full season, but if he is, all the best of luck to him. And racing with the Chaos Sports, so obviously world champions in the Rotax Max class from last year of Ollie Hodgson. So he's got plenty of experience, and got a very experienced team behind him. Mackenzie here. Looks like, will he be challenging Max Clark? Looked very, very close. Looks very quick, doesn't he? Very close to the back of Max Clark. I'm sure we'll see a move anytime soon. Max Stilp in behind, Harrison Thomas there, and just off the back of them is Wiltshire Goethe, who started in 22nd place. So he's made a whole heap of positions here. Oh, and we had a spinner coming out of the last corner there. Ooh, it was good that we had no one coming round the last corner there. He was able to roll off to the side of the track. I'm not too sure who that was. I think it was the 20 car of Marcano, but I'm not too sure. It was hard to see because he had a bunch of carts around him, but that could have been a very nasty incident. Good to see that everyone managed to avoid him. Yeah, there's Wiltshire Goethe, another man who was racing in the Rotax Winter Cup a couple of weekends ago, and he was very, very quick actually. Impressed everyone, made a bit of a name for himself. I think he qualified 4th position overall in time qualifying, and for a man on his European debut, that was a really great result. Didn't have much luck in the heats or the finals, but his pace was the main thing, and I'm sure although he did not have the results to show for it, he would have left a very happy chap. Certainly impressed me, and if he races the whole championship, I'm sure we will see him do very good things. So Fretwell here in second. Hull hasn't really stormed away, has he, in the lead? Fretwell's still just... Oh, and then we had a good move there for 4th place, sorry. Ronnie McKenzie decided late that he wanted to make a move for 4th, made that move stick, and now Thomas is looking up the inside of Clark, couldn't make it through. Made a little bit of contact there, but they both have kept going, albeit just lost a bit of time to McKenzie. So yeah, Hull hasn't really stormed off in the lead, has he? Fretwell is driving very, very consistently just to hold on to him. But now we have a change to second place as Sean Rudge coming up the hill takes second. So, and Harrison Thomas has gone past Clark there, and now Stilp is looking to get past. Will we see him challenge come down the hill? He does. And makes it through. There was a bit of contact. You can see Clark got it a bit side, crossed up coming out of turn 6. But Stilp has made it through. Jagurtha is now catching the pair of them up. So it's all action here in the Junior Rotax final. So now Sean Rudge now into second. So second, third and 4th all starting to get closer together now. Hull has about a second over these two here. And is lapping in the low 46s. But Sean Rudge is certainly the quickest driver, or in fact, Stilp has now put in a 46.05. That is the fastest lap of the race. So he is flying, isn't he? Max Stilp, and he is in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he's in 6th place, probably inheriting from the tow he was picking up from Harrison Thomas. So we're into the second half of the race now, well into it in fact. Will we see Sean Rudge be able to close down Connor Hall? What a story this would be, wouldn't it? Just moved up to the Junior Rotax class and taking on one of the best drivers in the country, to be fair. And if he can take the win today, that would be a very, very great result. And I'm sure a lot of people like Sean Rudge around the paddock, so a lot of people will like to see him do good things. There's nothing against Connor Hall. He's also a very good driver. So Fretwell there. McKenzie looks very quick in 4th place, doesn't he? All over the back of Fretwell now. As we come up into turn 7, we see him make a move in his favoured spot here in Chapman's. Not this time. Stays in behind Fretwell. Thomas is still there in 5th, and looks like he's catching these two. You see McKenzie had a look over his shoulder there. There's Jagurtha, so he's now past Max Clark, and he's running in about 7th position. Clark now in 8th position. You see Connor Hall comes through 1 and 2. Was raced with the Strawberry Racing team last season, but is not racing with them this season. I'm not too sure why that is. But yeah, we'll have to try and find that one out. But not racing with them this season. Didn't race in the Rotax Winter Cup either, so I'm not too sure what his plans are. Maybe we will see him racing in the Super 1 series. I think we'll probably see a lot of these drivers you see at the front racing in that series. And there was a move for 3rd place there, and Mackenzie's gone into 3rd place. He loves that corner Chapman's, doesn't he? So another great move there to 3rd. You see Sean Rudge is absolutely flying now. The naked eye just showing us that he has now closed that gap down to Connor Hall. And as we start the last lap, so has he timed this race to perfection? We come out of turn 2. He's not close enough to make a move yet, but Connor Hall looks over his shoulder and he'll be aware that Sean Rudge is behind him. Connor Hall just defends slightly coming up the hill, which is strange because he really doesn't need to, and that's lost him just a couple tenths and allowed Sean Rudge to get closer. Connor Hall defends coming down the hill. Sean Rudge looks for the switchback and he's pulled it off, so Sean Rudge comes into the lead with only half a lap to go now. Just defends slightly into Chapman's. The top 4 now all together. Mackenzie just with them there in third. Sean Rudge looking over his shoulder. Defends into the boot. Now defends into the second half the boot. Can Connor Hall pull off the switchback? They're side by side coming into the last corner. Who's it going to be? It's Ronan McKenzie. Oh my God, Ronan McKenzie takes victory. Oh, what a move. He takes from third to first in the last corner. I think Connor Hall and Sean Rudge may have just been worried about each other too much and just forgot about Ronan McKenzie. Oh, what a great result from 12th on the grid. Takes victory on the last corner of the last lap. And that's got to be the move of the championship. What a great move. You can see how shocked he was and I was. So Ronan McKenzie takes victory. Connor Hall takes second. Sean Rudge, he'll be absolutely gutted from threw away that lead really in the last corner, didn't he? But he finishes third. Matthew Fretwell, another 4th place result, so he's being consistent so far in the early stage of this championship. Harrison Thomas finished 5th. Stilt with 6th. Chigurtha 7th. Max Clark 8th. Yukinori Ishii in 9th. And Rory Smith finished 10th. What an absolutely brilliant race. Oh, I'm out of breath now. So that just proves it is never over till it's over, innit? And from now on, I'm sure Mackenzie will tell you that saying. So, oh, wow, what a great result. What a great race. Well done to Mackenzie. Great driving. The next race on track will be the Coma Cadets. Do join us for that.